What's going on, guys? Mr. Domo here, and welcome back to the channel. I just picked up this more mini cassettes from Transformers, and of course this is the Hasbro kind of reissue of the vintage G1 Transformers. And of course, you know, I got Soundwave. I already did a video on Soundwave and all the other cassettes that have been so far released for this reissue. Now this right here, this is kind of weird. This is a 2-pack, but it's 3 cassettes, and this is just by Hasbro Pulse. This is the only way you could get this 2-pack, and I really dig it because let me just show you. It does have that cool kind of like G1 card back to it, which is really nice. Now these two right here, so these are Autobots dinosaur mini cassettes. Now this is Gurafi and then Noizu, and so which is interesting is that these two were not released in the US. These are Japanese released, you know, Transformers. And so they weren't even released in a card back. They were actually released in a box set, or just a box, you know, for each individual cassette. Now, there was two other like dinosaur mini cassettes that were issued out, but they were like in the US, and I believe one of them was like Slugfest, and I can't remember the other name of the other cassette. But so you have these 2 cassettes, and then of course, you know, you have Frenzy again, which is kind of weird that they they're issuing it again, because I mean Frenzy was already issued. He's right here, you know, at Walmart. So it's kind of weird that they chose to put Frenzy again. But this, like I said, this is kind of interesting because it is 2 cards into one, and you could tell like it's, you know, obviously it's one right there. And then when you turn it around to the back side, you know, you have the bio cards for, you know, Gurafi and then Noizu, and then you have again the same kind of back for Frenzy. You have his bio card, and of course it tells you how to transform them. And again here for the Autobot dinosaurs mini cassettes. Now what's interesting is that if you notice back here, it doesn't mention how to combine them, but these 2 dinosaurs right here do actually combine to make Decibel, but it just doesn't tell you how to do it. So I guess I'm just gonna try to figure it out, which is kind of interesting. But so yeah, I mean, I'm very interested to see how they look and everything like that. Now Frenzy is pretty much the same. I think the sticker is a little bit different, and I think his head is a little different, but we'll take a closer look at that. So let me go ahead, open these up, and then we could check out these awesome mini cassettes. Alright guys, so I got all 3 cassettes out of their package, and I'm just gonna go, you know, one by one individually, and I'm gonna start off with Gurafi here. And Gurafi is a pterodactyl, so this is how he looks in cassette mode, which is really cool. He's kind of has that, you know, silver, black, and red color scheme kind of going on there. This is how he looks right here. So it says MC60, you know, this is the A side, and of course this would be the B side. And you know, of course he's an Autobot, so there's his insignia. And he does have his 2 little blasters slash thrusters here, so there they are. Now he's really easy to transform, so pretty much all you got to do is swing out the arms here, or his wings, and of course this would be the front side, and then he has his little feet here so that you would just swing forward, and then his head on the other side just kind of pops up and then swivels around to the other side, and there he is. I mean, that looks really, really cool. I love the eyes, how they have that straight line. So he's, like I said, he's a pterodactyl. And then of course, you know, his thrusters just kind of peg in right here on each side, and then he does have a little bit of articulation at the wings, so you know, you could bring them forward as much as you want, all the way up. It has a swivel here, and then these things swivel out if you wanted to, so that's really cool. And then they actually move forward, so really, really cool. So you can have them kind of like pose like this, or however you want them have them pose. But this is really interesting. It has a little bit more articulation than you know, Laserbeak or Buzzsaw, so really cool. So there he is. That is Gurafi. And then Noizu here is a T-Rex. So this is how he looks right here. Of course, MC60, that's his A side, and then of course this would be his B side. He does not have the insignia on him actually, which is kind of interesting, but he's an easy one. So pretty much all you got to do is swing out his tail here, and his tail is kind of like two pieces, so very interesting. And then of course his upper body just kind of like, you know, disconnects here, and then it just goes all the way forward, and then his head rotates all the way to the front side, and then he's got these tiny little arms right here. You just bring them down on each side. They're so tiny, man. And then of course, you know, he does have his two blasters right here, so you just go ahead and peg it on the top side right here next to his arms. So really cool looking. And then bam, there he is. Really cool looking guy. So I'm really digging this T-Rex. Really nice. So there he is. I think that's as far as straight you could get him. Yeah. So there he is, and of course that's how he stands right there. So he kind of has a little slant to him forward. So really cool guy. Now of course, you know, this, the last one here, this is Frenzy, and here's Frenzy again from the Walmart. And so Frenzy's pretty much, you know, he's easy too. You just swing out his arms, or his legs, excuse me, bring them forward. His feet come out, so you just come all the way forward here, and then his arms swing outwards. Actually, that's the other way. Yeah, I always get them mixed up, man. I don't know why. And so there he is. So there is Frenzy, and he pretty much looks the same. So he's got his blasters right here, which, you know, just peg into the back, and you could also have him hold it onto his arm right here if you wanted to. So you have that option. But I mean, so this is the Frenzy that's coming out, you know, that's part of that 2-pack, 3-pack, whatever. And here's the Frenzy from, you know, Walmart, and I mean, really, they look identical, you know, except that this Frenzy has that red dot right there on his forehead, and his eyes are not really that colored in like this one. His eyes are colored in with white. So, but overall, I mean, it's the same figure. The stickers are all the same, articulation's all the same, the accessories is all the same, even the backside. I think the only difference is this one was the heat rub version of the insignia, and this one you could tell right off the bat. But that's pretty much it. So it's kind of crazy that they re-released it. So that's, I mean, I guess that's all right. I guess I would just keep one in cassette mode and have the other one in robot mode. So there's two of them right there. Like I said, it's kind of interesting that they did that. They released two Frenzies, but I hope that this collection keeps on going, and I hope they release more, because I mean, I know there's like, gosh, I don't even know, but there's a ton of mini cassette, you know, Transformers out there. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and transform these two dinosaurs into one and try to combine into Decibel. So let me just go ahead and do that off camera, because this is probably not gonna be pretty. Alright guys, so I finally got them combined to Decibel, and it's not pretty. I mean, they definitely need to like fix this issue, but there he is. This is Decibel, and so like I said, it's the two you know, dinosaur Autobots combined together, and I mean, it looks a little funky, and there's one issue. So there's one place where the two robots kind of peg in, but the problem is there's too much weight on the back end, and so like it just flops down. So you can see how it's pegged in into the head right there, and yeah, it's just that Gurafi's head, his little neck is kind of like too loose, and so it doesn't really hold it up, and that's the only part where you actually combine it. Other than that, if you just take it apart, then that's it. You have the torso right here, and then of course this would be the head, the upper portion of the head. So you have these arms here that they're kind of just stiff arms. You have the blasters, and then you have the head there. But that is it. It's just right there, that one peg that kind of pegs into the back right here, and then that's it. So really, I mean, it's cool that they added that, but it definitely needed some work because it just does not hold it together. It just ends up falling back, and it's just awful. Look at that. See, just that happens. So I'm just gonna keep them in their dinosaur mode. I'm not even gonna try to keep them in this decibel, you know, combined mode. So that's that. But that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to show you. I really do like these you know, mini cassettes, and so hopefully Hasbro does keep continuing on releasing them. And so that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.